this is the last episode. Not the last episode, but the last 2 episodes. And I don't know what to expect really, because in the last episode we had you finally kind of come to terms, I guess, with some things, but then there's still a lot of work to do with him. So I'm not sure right now, because I feel like he finally realizes how important he is to Sojun. I think he's made that realization in the last episode. Because obviously the biggest thing was always, in my opinion, with their relationship, with obviously a lot of Jiwoo's like personal insecurities and stuff. But I think the biggest main issue was he didn't believe the relationship was as important to Sojun as it was to him. I think that's the biggest issue, which he realizes that he was mistaken about. Or I think he already knew, but he didn't want to admit it. And then seeing the messages in the last episode made him realize, oh no, this is the reality of the situation, that this guy was just as like connected to me in this relationship as I was, but my insecurities got in my way. Honestly, let's be honest, the whole issue in their relationship is the fact that Jiwoo couldn't help himself from self-sabotaging. That's all it was, really. Like that's all it was. And obviously the fact that they didn't communicate with one another. Like when I say that was the only issue, it was the only issue that led to a lot of other issues. It was the root issue. Like obviously it's not the only issue, because miscommunication problems, the way Jiwoo speaks to Sojun, those issues, honesty, like a lot of issue they have, but the root issue comes from Jiwoo's self-sabotaging nature, which creates those other issues, if that makes sense. So yeah, until he gets over that kind of thing in his brain, it's not going to work out. So I'm really interested to see what they do in these next 2 episodes. Oh, he's still got the couple ring. Of course he does. Because Jiwoo, they even talked about this early in the season. Jiwoo said he chucked his out. I don't believe he did, but... Or he sold it, he said. Something like that. No, he threw it out, he said, because then Sojun was like, why didn't you just sell it?
네, 아빠.
Wait, so he's...
걱정하지 마. 괜찮아.
Wait, I thought he said his parents abandoned him. Or maybe he was speaking more figuratively, like they kind of just neglected him.
나한테 이거 아픈 건 아무것도 아니니까.
Okay, so they did abandon him. They don't live in Korea, I assume. They're just like... Well, that's all... This is the typical shit that shitty parents do. It's like, if I called him when something's going on, I was like, I'm a good parent now. No, bro, that's not how it works, cunt.
그러니까 걱정하지 마시라고요.
So maybe it's not, maybe his sickness is not about a trauma that he has. Maybe it's just genuine, actual, like I'm sure there's some trauma linked to it, but it seems to be an actual, maybe it's a mental health issue. I don't know. It's something. It's not just like I don't know what a normal trauma is, but you know what I mean? It's not like a trauma created as a result of like, I don't know, you know, you would have like similar trauma would be like if you're in like an abusive relationship, the sound of like maybe loud things might get you, you know, make you have a panic attack, or, you know, if you were in like the military or something, loud sounds, for example, like that's what I'm talking about when I say normal trauma, like a PTSD response. This seems to be more than that. Wow. I'd rather, yeah, if I'd rather be an orphan than have parents like this, bro. Like, it's like all they care about is how does this impact me? They don't give a shit about their kid.
돈은 많잖아요.
너 지금 돈 얘기가 나와? 우리가 뭐 언제 그런 거 바라고 그랬어?
촬영 가야 돼요. 끊을게요. 너무 신경 쓰지 말고.
서준아,
Yeah, get the fuck off my phone, bro. If you're gonna call me with that shit, get off my phone. I'm already going through some shit and then you come with your fucking bullshit fake concern. Sojun like is just gets the short end of every stick with every relationship he's had when you think about it. Like genuinely the only positive, like, I don't expect anything from you, I'm here for you regardless relationship he has is with his friends. Like with the CEO and the manager kid. Like those are the only two that don't really expect anything from him or, you know, judge him, or they just genuinely just support him. Like even Jiu, there's almost I don't want to say there's an expectation, but there's very much like Sojun needs to be doing the right things for him to be supported by Jiu, if that makes sense. Like, you know, where with his friends, it's like, we understand you have good intentions. Even if you might make mistakes, we're still going to try to support you the best way we can. His parents aren't like that. They definitely just, I don't know what these parents are, fucking piece of shit his parents are. You can just tell from that phone call. And then even with Jiu, there's this level of like expectation of how Sojun is supposed to be, if that makes sense. And if he doesn't act in that way, then there's an issue. If that make, like, I'm not bashing Jiu, but it is obviously, it also does come from his own like insecurities and trust issues and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I just feel sorry for Sojun, like so much.
지우야. 서준이 형이 전화를.
I just clocked something. So that's interesting, actually. So when Sojun's talking to his dad on the phone, you know, he's like, did you and mum eat and whatever? And then he's like, when his dad was getting on his ass about the article, he's like, can't you just ask if I've eaten or not? And that's interesting to me because every time he's been trying to communicate with you, he's always like, have you eaten? Or it's not only with Jiwoo, but just with anyone that he cares about. If they're like in a bad state, he's like, have you eaten? So that's an interesting thing. I think that's on purpose for sure. It's because maybe nobody has ever cared to ask him simple questions of like care like that. So that's interesting. That's interesting, actually. That's the first time I picked that up.
그냥 우리 딸랑구 많이 무라고 하는 기지. 그 물렁뼈가 맛있는 게 나이 다 쪽쪽 빨아무라. 왜? 근데 자아는 무슨 일이길래 눈빛이 그냥 막.
What do you mean his eyes are always scary? That's his whole MO. Who is it? Oh, it's probably the... Yeah. Imagine being this girl, like, she's just like, I'm just a single mom just trying to chill, get by, spend time with my daughter, get work done. And she's got to deal with the emotions of these people around her because they all got like some relationship drama going on because this girl likes Jiu loves Sojun, but like can't admit it to himself. And then Sojun's got his whole thing going on and she's just there just trying to get by. She's working a 9 to 5, trying to raise her daughter. Like I'd be so stressed out if I was her. Right. You can tell definitely growing up she was like the responsible friend, the girl with the daughter. Like she was definitely the friend that like had to deal with these delinquents basically. Like she was the mom friend. She still is.
진짜 엄청 진짜 잘 어울린다. 좋았어. 진짜 잘
So that confused me initially, but then it was explained in the comments in one of the videos. I can't remember which video it was, that he did that because he wanted to prevent Sojun from being recognized when they were out together, which makes sense in hindsight. Which adds, which makes me like Jiu slightly, because he's actually slightly more, because if he's doing that, he's actually like conscious of making Sojun's life slightly easier in that situation. So that was, I didn't notice that the first time, usually, which I feel disappointed that I didn't notice that, because usually I'm pretty on the ball with things, like slight things like that. But yeah, I did not notice that. Because I always forget that he's like a famous actor.
그래서 하고 싶은 말이 뭔데?
그니까 내가 하고 싶은 말은
말해. 내 눈을 보고 말해.
Oh, they're practicing his lines. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
너 진짜 매력있다.
너무 못했어?
잘했겠어? 밥이나 먹자.
He's like, do you want me to answer that?
이거 저장해도 되지?
안 돼. 안 된다고 했다.
제발. 너무 귀여운데?
Okay, calm down, Mr. Sim. You know what I always find funny about these scenes is like this type of scene where you've got like an actor character within the show, and then you've got the non-actor character. Is like, I wonder if it's difficult to act bad on purpose in a good way. Like, you need to be a good actor to act good so that it looks like you're a bad actor in the thing you're acting in. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that'd be so hard to do.
뭔 제발이 안 돼.
화면빨도 너무 잘 받아. 지우는 이제 배우를 해야 될 것 같아.
연기 못한다며.
지금
Oh, I like how they use the intro.
놀리지 마.
잠깐만.
네, 성윤 씨.
네, 김 기자님.
확인했는데 한지우 씨 루머 퍼트린 글 IP 주소 다 참말 맞네요.
Okay.
마을 주민들 중에 한 명일 가능성이 높겠네요.
So my theory initially was like, it was a theory that I didn't want to come true, was the manager releasing it, and I don't know why he would do that. The only thing I can think of is he's really protective of Sojun, so maybe he was angry at the way Jiwoo was treating him. But I don't want it to be him, but that was my theory initially, because it's just like none of the villagers did it. Clearly, the CEO didn't do it. None of these people did it. So, and there's no other major characters from the villages that we've seen. So I don't think it's going to be anyone from the village. I can't think of anyone else who it could be.
그럼 이 신컨 닷컨은 뭘까? 유아야, 너 반에 친구들 몇 명 없다 했지?
우리 5명. 근데 내 친구들은 그럴 리 없다.
그래도 한번 단서를 알려주긴 하자. 혹시 모르니까.
Though to be fair, someone could have took one of the kids' phones if that's the ID and could have used the phone. So it doesn't inherently mean it was one of the kids. It could have been someone else that was using one of their IDs.
다 참초
Bro,
직원이랑
it became a fucking murder mystery.
관련된 사람일 수 있잖아, 그치? 머리카락.
Right.
관심이 있었어요.
클럽을 그렇게 가더니 그랬구나. 서준이 형 생일 때도 춤을 잘 추더니 톤이 다르더니 그래 그랬구나.
Well, I don't understand why he would hide his interest in being an idol. I guess he works as a manager, so maybe it was like conflict of interest type shit. But I don't know. It's just like a weird thing to hide.
빠지더니 그래 그랬다.
죄송합니다.
아니야.
he's definitely in his feelings right now. He's like, why wouldn't you tell me this?
괜찮지 그럼. 그냥 좀 섭섭해. 이런 중대한 일을
죄송합니다.
됐어.
Well, at least he wasn't the grass that told the reporters about the fucking scandal.
됐고.
Bro just having a getaway and everyone thinks he's like gonna hurt himself or some shit.
뭐야? 현주. 야.
Nah, bro is so extra. You didn't need to be doing all that.
장난치는. 나 핸드폰 없는데.
Wait, did he actually pass out? Oh no, I was going to say.
나 괜찮아.
He could get hypothermia though. It's probably.
미안한데 가졌으면 좋겠는데 혼자 있고 싶어.
I'm sorry, like this is kind of what I've been waiting for this whole time. This whole season, I've been waiting for the energy to be returned back onto Jiu, so he understands what it feels like. And I'm much softer on Jiu now because I feel like I understand him a bit more, but I'm still feel like he deserves this coldness.
가 그럼 내 휴식 방해하지 말고.
Like it's the typical thing is like the guy that gives all his love for the longest time and never gets it returned. When he finally decides fuck this, that's the guy that's harsh. You know, I think he deserves this treatment right now. To be fair, because of all the shit that he made Sojin go through for, like even in like prior to their relationship, even then it was like. Just the way he treated Sojin was not the best. I'm gonna be straight up, but it was still like not that bad. Season 2 though, wow. So yeah, I feel sorry for him, low key, but also don't at the same time. I feel kind of sorry for him, but also not.
가만히 있지 말라며. 사실이 아닌데 왜 가만히 있는데 넌?
미안한데 난 사실이야.
Yeah, it's not outright. To be fair, it's not outright a lie. He did have a fight with the director. Obviously, he wasn't just being rude for the sake of it, but it's not wrong per se.
인터뷰하자.
싫어.
강서준, 인터뷰하자.
싫다고. 둘 다 당장 나가 내 집에서. 나가. 진심으로 하는 말이야.
뭐 애기가 되기로 했어 이제? 어? 애 그 누구야 그 유하. 걔도 형처럼은 안 하겠다. 어? 너 그건 아냐? 백호민. 그 자식은 아유, 됐어. 난 간다.
Oh. Bro, I think this CEO has the most stressful life in this show. Like he's got to deal with the manager. He wants to be an idol. Then he's got to deal with these two's drama, and then he's got to deal with like his issues that he's now fixed with his girlfriend. Like, bro is stressed just constantly.
넌
That's such a small kitchen, bro, for a world-class actor or yeah. You'd think he'd have a better kitchen than that. Bigger kitchen than that, sorry. Look how small the stove is. You could max fit like one big pot on there at most.
안녕하세요 대표님.
타. 오디션은 잘 봤어?
Why do I feel like they might set? I don't know if this guy has a show. Maybe he does. I don't know. I feel like they're setting up another show though for this guy, because you know it's like they're setting up him being an idol in another show he might appear on in the future. And I'm not sure if he already has another, like they've already done like a spin-off with him, but I feel like they could do a spin-off with this character and this actor.
네.
It feels like they're setting that up at least. I might be reading too much into it.
여기 타니까 느낌이 좀 이상하네요, 대표님.
이제 곧 뒤에 타고 다닐 건데 뭐가? 거기 조수석 서랍 열어봐.
You got him a gift?
그 하얀 거.
이거요?
Oh, it's probably like, maybe it's like severance pay or something?
퇴직 거면 별개고.
Yeah. Oh, okay, no.
앞으로 돈 벌기 힘들 텐데 그거라도 챙겨.
Oh, it's a gift.
쫄지 말고 임마.
대표님.
우리 수평적으로 가자. 잭이라고 불러.
Jack?
나 영어 이름이 잭이거든.
Oh, I was gonna say. I know that's the thing, like English names and stuff.
아니에요. 제가 더 잘했어요.
My dad's got one as well, English name.
야, 너 정도면 진짜 잘한 거야. 그 전에 있던 서준이 형 매니저는 그냥 3시간 40분 만에 집에 갔어.
My name, I don't have an English name because my name's interchangeable. Like it's Aiden or Aiden, depending, and if you speak in English or Turkish. So they thought of that when they were naming me, interchangeable to like English to Turkish. Like it's just depending on the toning, the vocabulary you're using, it changes. I've reached a point in life where I stop introducing myself in the like English speaking sounding way. I never introduce myself as Aiden these days, just because I like to see people struggle with my name for a bit. But yeah.
가자. 맛있는 밥 먹자. 우울한데. 잘해라 호민아. 어딜 가서든.
I feel like they're definitely setting up a series for him. Or it could just be that he's like an idol in real life and they're just like paying homage to the actual person. I don't know. It could be that as well. Because people did tell me that actor, the one in the car, the idol one, does have his own BL, but I'm not sure if it's the same character or if it's just like the same actor in a different role.
그 멀리까지 갔는데도 인터넷에 네 이름 3글자만 치면 바로 네 소식을 알아. 서울에 네가 자꾸 보여서 도망쳤는데도.
Oh, interesting. So does that mean he didn't immediately go back to the village? He was around Seoul for a bit, which kind of makes sense because when we see him again, he had just come back to the village pretty like close to when Sojun got there, but they had been apart for like a year. So that didn't make sense time-wise. So, okay, so he was in Seoul for a while, and then he went to the village.
결국은 똑같았어. 나 이제 그만 도망칠래.
Ooh. But will Sojun accept it at this point? You know, that's the whole question, right? Like, you're ready now, but is Sojun ready anymore is the question. Like, is he ready to forgive? I don't think so at this point.
나 좀 안아주라.
Okay, he's gonna forgive him. He's forgiving him. Yeah. Sojun's gonna forgive him there 100%, just because like, okay, we have an epilogue. Nice. I thought there wouldn't be any more epilogues, but yeah, he's gonna forgive him 100% because like it's Sojun, you know, like he can't keep that cold act up for too long. Oh, it's showing because he said earlier in the episode, I dug the couple ring and stuff on the mountain. So it's showing that. Bro's acting like he got the one ring fucking. Bro's acting like the ring is talking to him. "45 minutes almost the episode. So actually, because we got 40 minutes, maybe he won't forgive him at this point. But like this forgiveness process will start here. Because I'm saying if they forgive each other, or like not each other, but if Sojin forgives him here, there's still 40 minutes of content to go. You know, so I'm curious what could happen in that 40 minutes, because
미안.
we'll see what happens
열릴
though.
줄 몰랐는데.
We already saw all this part.
알아.
Okay, here we go. Oh, we saw this part. Okay, here we go.
나 좀 안아주라.
Actually, I think he might forgive him here, and then the episode will be about them like learning to be with each other again. Because they're completely different people to who they were when they were together. I think they are more in a healthier space now to be in this relationship. I still think they have work to do, but they're in a much healthier space than they were at the end of season 1.
애 태울 거야, 안 태울 거야? 있던 번호는 없애지 왜 여지껏 갖고 있어서는 쓸데없이 문자를 또 다 봐 보기는.
미안해. 연락 오길 바랬어.
That's what I was saying anyway, subconsciously, or maybe even consciously at this point, was he wanted Sojin to chase after him. Like, because, yeah, he left because he's like, okay, I can't do this, right? I can't do this anymore. But in his heart of hearts, it was like, I want you to chase after me. I want us to fix this. But he couldn't admit it to himself. And he didn't know how to go about it, I think, as well.
착각했어.
나랑 사귀면 외롭다며. 그럼 다시 시작해도 똑같겠지.
부모님 돌아가시고 혼자 행복한 게 무서웠나 봐.
That's a fair response, I think.
나도
Don't get me wrong, it doesn't excuse the way he treated Sojin. Still, like, I understand where he's coming from. Don't get me wrong. Still doesn't excuse it. It does explain it. Like, I've been saying this whole show. Your traumas explain your actions. They don't excuse your actions. So I still do think it's important that he knows, which you can see he understands that he does still need to prove himself by his actions, that he is not going to go back into old habits, which I think we're going to see in this episode. And already, I think since the last episode, we've seen him realize how much he's fucked up, and he's trying to fix what he's fucked up, you know, and he's kind of awkward about it, but even like just cooking for Sojin, for example, it's showing his intention to, I need to fix the things I've fucked up. So I'll give him that.
내가 익숙하지가
울긴 하고. 묻은 거 파왔어.
Sojin is such a simp, bro. honestly, I feel like I've gone through character growth in this fucking show. I'll tell you why, because like I genuinely at the start of the season, and like even by like episode 4 or 5, I was like, they shouldn't get together. They shouldn't get back together. But honestly, they've convinced me in just the way they've grown, the way they've accepted responsibility, like both of them, on their behaviors and what they weren't communicating with one another. But I think now they're in a space where I feel comfortable being like, you know what? Okay, yeah, it makes sense now that they're getting back together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, I feel like it doesn't feel like, oh, we're just going to get them together so we can get that happy ending, you know, and kind of fulfill that status quo. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like an earned getting back together, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you watch a show, BL or just like a heterosexual, like, K-drama love romance thing. You'll watch the show and the two characters get back together after doing the most horrific shit to each other, and you're just like, that I don't believe that. You know what I mean? This show has managed to make me believe that these two people were genuinely able to get over their issues with one another and within themselves, and then come together again as a healthier couple. So I give applause to the writers and directors for convincing me that it makes sense. Though we do still have like 30 minutes of this episode, so we'll see how, if that opinion changes.
하루 종일 아무것도 안 먹었잖아.
What I love about this show is it very much follows the show don't tell formula of writing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of VLs that we've watched is very much telling us what happened and what their emotions were, or whatever the case may be, where this show doesn't really tell you exactly where the character's coming from, but it shows you. It gives you hints. It's like, this is what's happening with this character. This is why they're doing the things they're doing. I think that's why it's probably the most well-written BL we reacted to right now. Like obviously we're not finished yet, but you know, it's the last episode. So right now I would say this is the only BL. I don't know. It's like, this is one of those shows that is so well written, I don't even like classifying it really as a BL, because what I classify as a BL is the whole point is the relationship. Like that's what the show's about. Where I feel like the show is about the relationship, but it feels like the show is more about exploring like trauma and mental health and things like that than it is like their relationship. It feels almost like the backdrop to exploring all these other issues. That's why I don't really classify it in the genre in the way I classify other BLs, like your Cherry Magics and your and I'm blanking right now. Any other BL we reacted to, you know what I mean? It feels like there's this, I don't know. I feel like there's this divide. Like for example, this show and Love in the Big City, for example, I don't classify them in that realm that other BLs exist in. And it's not like one's worse or better than the other. It's just like I feel like BLs do a certain thing that this show and Love in the Big City aren't really doing, if that makes sense. Especially Love in the Big City. I don't classify that as a BL series at all. Like at all. I just classify that as a drama with a gay character. But yeah, anyway, let's continue. Oh yeah, what my point was to say, this is next to Love in the Big City, this is the most well-written show we've watched, I would say, so far. They had to catch up, if you know what I mean. Wink, 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 wonk.
잠깐 돌아서 온 거지. 잘하고 있어?
I feel like it's definitely going to be some issues though. Like, not big issues. I don't think they'll break up again, but I think there's going to be an adjustment period in this episode, which hopefully they do that because, you know, getting back with each other, okay, that's all well and good, but there's probably still things that they need to consider and figure out for this to work and not fall into a dumpster fire again like it did in the first place.
어렵네. 앞으로는 SNS 해야 돼. 요즘 나 그걸로 보는데. 알겠어. 그 유아한테는?
Oh, he's creating like ads and like social media presence for his restaurant.
별로야. 이모티콘 추가하면 어때?
Oh, Instagram.
장난하나? 벌써 일주일째 아이가.
내 말이 참, 근데 언제 오노 대체?
Oh, they don't know
보고 싶나?
about what's so.
근데 나는 몸에
So it's been a week since they've got back together, basically, and they've probably just been in the house doing you know what.
있으면 된다.
알겠어. 그만할게. 사랑한다 말해봐. 또?
Oh yeah, actually, I forgot. I didn't clock that. That was the first time he said "I love you," right? Because like that was a plot point in season at the start of the season, like when we'll see the flashbacks that, or even in season 1, like he couldn't say it to him. I remember that was a thing. So I think that was the first time he said it, to my knowledge, when they got back together. Now bro's addicted to hearing it.
우리 얼마나 기다리는데?
별로 안 기다린 것 같은데. 할머니 집은 어땠어?
아니 그게 아니라 칭찬받을 일 생겼단 말이다.
어떤 칭찬?
Bro is cheesing. Oh my god. I guess he deserves this happiness after the absolute struggle he went through in this season. Bro was going through it for real, for real.
이제야 봤네. 폰을 찾으셨나 봐요.
반갑네 김 대표.
He still doesn't know about his manager being an idol. I don't think.
아이 뭐 내가 한다고 소용이 있나? 어차피 주관적인 일인데. 그렇잖아.
뭐?
죄송해요. 환영했어요. 죄송해요.
Oh, this is the kid that
경찰서 가기
told the
싫어요.
reporter.
공범 묻기 싫어요.
Bro thinks he's about to get life in prison.
공 싫어요.
Oh, that was what she said she'll want to be complimented on.
또 취소할 거면서.
에이, 이번엔 안 그럴게. 아, 네, 이은술 기자입니다. 먼저 갈게.
가.
Bro doesn't have a moment of peace, I swear. It's like he's like, I fixed everything. I want to go on a date with my girl. Nah, she's busy. Fuck. What's it say? I'm talking with Homian and his staff. We were so used to the bad environment that we didn't even know it was bad. Sorry. Oh, that was the girl he just talked to?
잭, 이 문자가 왔어요.
To be fair, the only dickhead on the set was the director.
세상 진짜 살만하다 살만해. 행복해, 그치?
I love how bro's dressed like a fucking Sailor Moon
호민이
villain.
갔니? 보고 싶다 호민아. 나라도 건강해야지. 내가 제일 건강할 거야. 아이 좋다.
Honestly, this guy's low-key my favorite character in this show. He's just such like a normal dude in the midst of like people experiencing their like K-drama moments. You know what I mean? Like he's just a normal guy. He's just like he's busy. Like his girlfriend doesn't like have time to get dinner with him because she's working as well. He's just a normal guy that has normal issues.
내 모든 과거를
뭐 이런 식으로.
실례합니다. 자, 우리 지우가 촬영한다 해가지고 요구르트 하나씩 잘 먹겠습니다. 지우 화이팅.
I'm a big fan of Yakult. I think that's what it's called. That's not the brand, but the brand I love is the red brand. I usually have them at least once a day. That's just so good. So good for like digestion. That's how that's how you know you're getting old. Like giving a shit about your digestion. That's when you know you're getting off there. I never gave a shit about digestion when I was in my early 20s. Wait, what did it say? Did you watch the latest episode? I heard everything was a rumor. He must have suffered a lot. The original rumor spreader apologized. Ah, okay. So they cleared everything up.
많이 먹어. 아 근데 맛있게 할 것 같은데 우리 조합이 조금.
뭐 문제?
I was just thinking that. I was like, imagine being Jiwoo and you're sitting at the table with your current partner and your ex. And like, obviously he doesn't have feelings for his ex anymore. And then like, they figured shit out, but it's still kind of low-key weird.
있어?
어때? 이 스타일.
대안네.
과일 먹자. 근데 이제 간다고.
이제 다시 일상으로 복귀해야지. 덕분에 잘 쉬어간다.
You know what I love about this show? Actually, I didn't even realize it because like they didn't even bring any attention to it, and they made it such like a normal transition. But like the fact that in world, no one really gives a shit that they're together, like that they're a gay couple. Like no one gives a fuck. Like even when in season 1, when they were like had that kiss that the Sojun's two mates, the CEO and the manager guy saw. They didn't even mention anything about the fact that there was two guys or anything. It's just like no one even brings attention to it. And maybe it's because the world is just like, because, you know, usually in BL, they create this fantasy that like it's a non-issue. And it should be a non-issue, obviously, in the real world. But it's not. Like that's just, even in the most progressive countries, it's not a non-issue. As we can see with all the discourse around LGBT issues, especially in the last 2 years, it's not a non-issue. Like it should be, but it's not. And I think that's why maybe BLs have such a following, is because you are able to go into this universe where it's not like that. Like how bad is it that your sexuality and who you are with, right, is so big of an issue to other people that have nothing to do with who you're with or who you're sleeping with or whatever, that people had to create a whole genre, basically a fantasy genre, when nobody talks about, like when nobody makes it an issue. Like how crazy is it that is a fantasy? That's what pisses me off about the world. Like that's crazy.
다른 거 알면서 왜 계속 너랑 연애를 하고 싶어 하냐고. 난 너한테 만난 지 이틀 만에 내 정신이 어느 한 부분에서 아프다는 걸.
Honestly, that's a stretch. I think you were into him from the fucking first second you saw him. To be honest, 2 days it's being generous to you. Like I think as soon as he saw him, he was into him.
됐어. 널 끝까지 못 놓게 될까 봐 말 못했는데 이제 그럴 일이 없으니까. 강서준이 막 연기를 시작하고 두 번째 작품을 맞이했을 때
Are we gonna get some backstory for Sojun? On like
심한 우울증을 겪다
자살하는 친구를 연기했다고 했다.
Oh, okay, the character. I was gonna say.
바쁜 현장 속 어른들의 무관심으로 그렇게 그는 홀로 남겨졌고
Oh, so he was a victim of like the entertainment industry a bit.
잊지 못할 기억을 얻었다.
Oh, this is the trauma. The origin of the trauma. Okay. And I guess no one helped him in this situation.
그때 그냥 울고 불고 누구 한 명이라도 원망할 걸 그랬어. 난 이거보다 이게 더 좋아. 아니 어떻게 뿔이 이렇게 말라네?
Bro's obsessed with his cheeks.
귀여워 죽겠다 애기야.
Right, they've... How much times have they done the Boombayah in the last fucking 15 minutes? It's got to be like this 75th time they've fucked since they got back together.
완벽한 사랑도 없잖아. 그냥 사랑하는 마음 하나로 이해하고 맞춰 나가는 거지.
그래서 계속 말해봐.
자존심 대신 내 마음을 솔직하게.
That's what I've been telling you since day one. But finally he's learned his lesson. I guess you gotta live through it first. You gotta learn these lessons on your own before you start doing them. It's like, you know, when you're growing up and older people always telling you, you know, do this, you're gonna regret it otherwise. And you never end up doing the thing until it happens to you, and then you're like, you know what, they were right. They were right. That's basically what it is.
깨달은 사랑의 방식. 얼른 보자.
I will say, if I have one criticism of this show, I feel like her character was majorly very weakly written. And it did feel like she was kind of just there to kind of give you an exploration on Jiu's past a bit more. But she didn't feel like a real character except for the role that she was playing. That's why I mean when she's weakly written. I feel like you could have done way more with the character. But she wasn't a terrible character. Just, I feel like, probably the worst written character in this show. Because my issue with some when it comes to character writing, I feel like there's a rule you need to follow to write a good character. If your character's role in your story is to act as a device to move the character development of another character, then you've got a weak character, in my opinion. Every character should, yes, the characters should work in alignment to make each other grow in some way, but I feel like if you want to write a good character, your character needs to have their own moments of growth and introspection and, you know, just journey that they go through separate to other characters, if that makes sense. So that's why I feel like she was a bit of a weaker character, because she felt like a vehicle for us to understand you more, if that makes sense.
잘생긴 거 세상 사람들 다 알아볼까 봐 그러지. 뻔뻔해졌다 진짜. 왜? 너무 좋아. 너무 좋아서 그래. 나도 좋아.
Oh my god, these two, they're so fucking embarrassing. Oh, what's that?
제가 아메리칸 마인드가 부족해서 행복을 빌긴 어려울 것 같습니다.
Ah, the girl.
참고로 이건 둘에게서 영감을 받은 다음 시즌 메인 모델이에요.
Oh, couple bracelets. Because she had a couple bracelets with you before.
결국 마지막 인사는 없이 서울로 떠났다. 우리를 위해 만들었다는 팔찌.
Oh, the star. To my star. That's good. I like that.
팔찌 마음에 들어?
들어있었대. 왜?
그냥 버리기가 좀 그렇더라고. 아니 잠깐만.
왜?
아니 그러니까 그때가 그 장례식. 아니 그럼 내 거 맞네 이거.
Wait, what?
무슨 소리야?
나 진짜 나 소름. 우리 진짜 인연 맞나 보다.
Okay, calm down, bro. Just explain it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So fate connected them a while ago, I guess.
나의 우주를 찾고 싶었고. 이거 그때 내가 준 거야.
Oh, he was at the funeral.
무슨 소리야? 거짓말하지 마.
새카맣던 내 마음에는 작은 별 하나가 켜졌고. 진짜.
I guess he had come with the CEO who was like, I need to go to a funeral, and he just came along. I guess maybe. That's crazy.
그 울고 있는 애 보고.
근데 애기야, 갑자기 생각났는데 그래서 우리 대체 왜 헤어졌던 거라고?
글쎄. 기억 안 나는데.
I remember, bro. I went through the hell and back. I don't know. I couldn't imagine living through this because just watching this created so much stress in my life. Like if I lived through this, I probably wouldn't have been able to, like, let's say if I was Sojin, for example, I think by episode 3, I would have just like been like, whatever, this is done. The season wouldn't have finished if it was me. Like I don't have the patience that these guys did. Is there an after credits scene? No. Okay, so there's definitely not going to be a season 3 just because of how they ended that. There's no other story to tell. But that was episode 9 and 10 of To My Star Season 2. We finished the show. End of an era, really. Yeah. Yeah, man, that was good. That was good. I'm going to say, next to Love in my Big City. Love in the Big City. That's probably my favorite one we've watched so far. Yeah, that was good. Don't get me wrong. I went through so much stress in that show, and so much like, why are they the way they are? But when we finished the whole show, it is very well written. Even season 1, yeah, the budget was not anything to write home about. And there was like, a lot of the shots were quite amateurish, and like the characters I feel like weren't as well developed as they could have been in season 1. Even then, season 1 was still very well written and well shot for what the budget that they had. But season 2 was just like next level. Season 2 is probably the best season of EL content that we've seen. I'm not counting Love in the Big City because, again, I don't classify that in the same realm as these other shows. But honestly, I do want to do like a ranking video soon of all the BLs I've watched so far so that I can do a proper ranking, but this might be my favorite, I'm going to say. I really liked it. It's definitely, even if it's not my favorite, it's in my top 3, like with Blooming, this, and Love in the Big City. I know it's technically, Love in the Big City is technically not a BL, as it were, in the same way the other ones are, but I'm just going to chuck it in there just because it's easier to talk about it that way. Those are my top 3. But then there's also Love for Love's Sakes, which is really good. Then there's Light on Me, which is really, I don't know, it's hard to rank him, but I do want to do a video of that soon. And then, yeah, like I want to do like a BL ranking like once every year or something. I feel like that would be a cool way to do it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed our journey of To My Star. In a couple of hours, I'm not sure when, I'm probably going to drop that post what I was talking about with where you can suggest BLs. I might do 2 separate posts because what I'm going to do for the next BLs, I'm going to do 2 at a time. So I'll do 2 separate posts and then we'll do like a poll based on those. Like I'll explain it in further detail on the posts anyway. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.